Alright guys, this is Antoine. I'm gonna hit y'all back up with this 1-2 punch. Alright, what we're gonna go over today is a review of Aquaman. See, this movie, it takes place just a little bit ahead after Justice League. So you gotta kinda watch it, but it takes place right after Justice League. It starts off a little bit, tells you a little bit about his past, his mother, his father. For y'all guys that don't know, comic book spoiler alert. This is a little bit spoiler. Aquaman is kind of a hybrid. That's why I always refer to him as half blood. He's half Atlantis, half normal guy. So that's why you see him with the impenetrable skin, to all kind of weapons, the knives and so forth like that, bullets and that kind of stuff like that. However, when they go to Atlantean technology, then he suffers more for that kind of technology. You also see that I'll tell you that later. I'll say that later. So I want to do this mullet style. The review will be in front. Spoiler alert will be in the back. I'll tell you spoiler alert so you know to click off and you know what's going on. Alright? So, like I say, this movie, it takes place just a hair after Justice League. It's pretty much, would it be a good movie for, a guy that people just want a movie? So. Now, if you really love movies, if you're really big in comic book movies, Marvel, DC, then yes, you'll love this movie. To the cutters, you can tell how it's filmed. James Wan directed the film, so right off the bat, you kind of know it's going to be a good movie because he's one of the directors. Okay, I'll take the movie, but don't hassle me about it. Got to be finished at a certain time. Leave me alone, and you're going to get a good product. So, another thing I like for them to do is, since they got rid of my boy Zack Snyder, and everybody kind of got the glimpse of how business works and so forth like that. That Warner was the more guys that made the mistake, and they blamed it on him, but they'll never say that now, and everybody's starting to see that now. My idea to them would be for them to move James Wan in, and he's a very talented director. I've seen him from like movies from the Saw, Insidious. He did most of the Conjuring universe. Insidious, Annabelle, Creation, Conjuring 1 and 2. So most of the real scary Conjuring movies and most of the ones that really catch your attention, those kind of horror movies, he did. And you actually see a clip in there where you can see where he's more, when a horror movie you see, it's not scary, but you can see how it can be scary if you're really not paying attention. So, like I said, you see how it's filmed, and you see how like I said once again, how people when they get to take their time, you don't see how it's rushed. You get to see they have to rush a little bit, but I mean, once again, it's a comic book movie. They can't explain everything to you unless you're gonna get about 50 movies, and most studios only do like 3. If it's a good trilogy, 3 movies. So, it does kind of start off a little bit fast, in this movie, but however, it doesn't lose you like Justice League lost you, where you had to be a true comic book fan to understand what's going on. Like I said, it starts off, it tells you that he's you see that, we all know the story where he's pretty much half man, half fish, so forth like that. It got 2 major bad guys. One kind of fell short, but how they ended it, I believe he's gonna be more of a bad guy in the later movies because it looked like they try and set up more of a look like they're gonna do a trilogy. You know, like Aquaman, kind of like one of the lower names. You know, he's big, but he's kind of like the lower name. He ain't like Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. You know, those are the big three, so they're gonna keep them. From what I'm hearing, I'm not sure, but from what I'm hearing, don't quote me on this. Is they're gonna keep the big three out for now and let these little guys come up like Aquaman, Cyborg, the Flash. Those guys try to build up their creation, you know. And you can see that if you really you gotta pay attention because mostly about Aquaman, but you can hear them make certain references about that kind of stuff, you know. So that's a little bit of a spoiler alert, but more about the movie, you know, you get to see how you see his character grows up. Um, let's see. The bad guy, one bad guy you almost can feel sympathetic for him because you can see how he come up. Once again, kind of similar to Black Panther. You can kind of see it doesn't make it right, but you can kind of see where he coming from. Um, Another one, you can see where he coming from, but you pretty much say, yeah, you know, you just flaw how you thinking. I wish you go ahead and get your comeuppance. You know that you got that bad guy. So you got two different kind of bad guys in it. That's another thing that make this movie good. Another thing that made this movie good, they didn't they spent time on the bad guy. If that made sense. So although you got two bad guys, one like I say, one kind of fell short, and the other one takes off. We'll get this more into that into after the spoiler alert. You had um like I say in most movies, you know, that does really good, you're gonna have a damsel in distress, you're gonna have boy meets girl, boys win love, girls love. Um, you're gonna have a very good bad guy. Um, uh, you you're gonna have a sad point in the movie. But like I said, I mean, it's overall a very good and interesting movie, though. It does a good part in showing and explaining, you know, if you're not a true comic book fan, it's not going to leave you in the dust, like I said, with the other movies earlier. So now we're going to go with spoiler alert, spoiler alert. So now I can get into the more of the review when I'm talking to you about the spoilers. So when you see the father, you know, it's once again the father believes in true love. He finds his true love, you know, with the queen. When y'all watch the movie, y'all know what I'm talking about. When he finds his love with the queen, you know, and it is it actually, you know, nice where you're like, okay, man, you know, I see how he falls in love, you know, and it plays a point where most of the time when people fall in love, they kind of fall in love in the same race, same class, so forth like that. But it kind of played a part where you see where and you see it more during modern day times. You know, you see black men marrying white women, or you see more middle class marrying upper class people. You see this more the athletes, you know, and the entertainers where they be like, you know, they don't want to deal with no more entertainment. When they get done with the entertainment, they just want to have their own personal lives. You see more like that. So once again, you know, these movies catching on, they start putting it, you know, even though they fictional, they put it into more realistic perspectives where you can say, okay, I can see how this can happen. You know, even though this is really fake, I can see how somebody can do in his standpoint it's coming from. So, like I say, now you get to see the. Um, Here's a spoiler alert for you, but you get to see the princess. But she coming in and said, "Well, a lot. I see a lot. Well, let me go tell you about this. You get to see like his brother. That's like the bad guy, the main bad guy in the movie. Is his brother. The main bad guy is his brother. You get to see, you know, he's flawed when he's thinking, but he's not. His idea is to become ocean king, you know, ocean ruler, you know, not just king of his sector, you know, like, you know, you got four sea, well, yeah, yeah, your Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Arctic, you know, your oceans like that. You got your seven seas, so forth like that. So you get to see the each sea got its own continent or king and so forth like that. So you get to see this guy trying to take over so he can rule it all. You know, sounds familiar? Go to like your history books like World War II, you know, with Hitler and all that kind of stuff like that. You know, he's not as genocidal and bad as Hitler, but it's almost the same philosophy where one guy want to rule all. You know, but he's willing to talk. You know, he ain't so caught that he gonna have it my way or you gonna go. You know, he's still listening to his superiors and so forth like that. So in a way, he got, you know, he listened, and in a way, most of the way, he's bad. So now you get to see where the princes come up there and say, well, you know, once he gets power, he gonna be too strong for you to fight on Earth. So now you get to see the urgency of what he has to do, you know. So that's pretty much about half of the movie, you know, for me explaining you about the movie. So like I say, overall, you know, it has its little cheesy moments and so forth. But I mean, you know, you can't bump that. It's a comic book movie. So I mean, you know, like I said, James Wan did a real good job with this one. You can see like how his effects, and you know, you can see when he does the scary movies how it builds the anticipations and so forth like that. It got some scenes in there where you get to see, you know, how it builds your anticipation, and you say, okay, I see how his style of directing goes to the movie. So overall, you know, you get to see, once again, I like with the fight scenes. It had great fight scenes in the movie. One fight scene at the very beginning where you watch it, okay, you see the fight scenes, like, okay, I see how if it's like this, then this is gonna be a good movie. And like I say, it does not disappoint. It doesn't go to like full, you know, full martial arts style where, you know, they back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It have a little bit of that, but not much of that in this movie. Um, and then it doesn't go all hokey too, where you have one supreme guy that able to whoop everybody's tail. You know, it doesn't have that in it either. You know, it's like, you know, the fight choreographer, stunt guard. You get to see, you know, you get to play it out. You know, like at the very beginning, there's two major fights in the movie, and once again, like here's a spoiler up for Creed, and then spoiler up for Black Panther. You see that the good guy loses the first battle and then come back in the second time and beats him. So I mean, it's like a true comic book movie. It you do have a fun time watching it. You know, you get to see him. You get to see what makes him different from the other kings. I won't tell you, so I'll let y'all go to the movies and watch that. But there's a very big difference why he's able to. Cause all of the movie they trying to get this one weapon, and there's a reason why he can get the weapon and why nobody else can't get the weapon. So I'll let y'all watch that movie. But overall, why I'll give this movie 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. I went in there. I had a good time watching it. I met this one guy I never met before, but I mean, cool guy. You know, we sat up there, we was joking around, talking about the movie. You know, just having a good time. You know, so it's always good when you can do that kind of stuff. So overall, I'll give this movie a 7.5. Yeah, a 7.5. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. You go in this movie, just you can sit down, chill, have a good, fun time and watch the movie. You know. Let's see, rating wise, it does got some movie violence in it. It doesn't have no sexual scenes in it, nothing like that. I guess when you say kind of sexual, I mean nothing like sex and nothing like that in the movie. It does have women wearing real tight stuff, but I mean it's not like scandalous tight. You know, it's kind of like scuba diver tight. Well, I mean, you get to see. Well, one scene you had to really look at it. That it could have been. I think you might have been able to see a woman's nipple, but you have to really be looking at it. Most kids won't notice it. Most of the adults they might notice it. They really paying attention to it. But overall, it made some crude jokes. Yeah, it had one joke. I ain't gonna say that one, but it had one crude joke in it. And cussing is a little. I mean, cussing ain't bad, but I mean they don't drop the f bomb, but they do say some cuss words in this movie. Nothing real bad where you had to hold your breath. Oh my God, nothing like that. They don't cuss like a Satan, nothing like that. But overall, you'll have a good time watching this movie. This is a good movie. I put it as a you got G, PG, PG 13, rated R, NC 17, mature. Going on. Most movie theaters gonna stop at rated R, and this is no long. This is not even close to that. This is, I say it's a PG 13 though. You have to, like I say, there are some parts that but I mean like you be so good in the movie you won't even pay attention to them. I mean maybe a horny teen might see something, notice that or something like that. And like a adult, because they gotta be watching out for the kids, they might notice it like that. But ain't nothing really really bad in the movie. So I give it like a PG 13. So I mean it I give it like most of that being like the action sequences. You do see some scenes where like um these mercenaries come in at the very beginning of the movie and they kill a lot of people. But it's not like rated R where they kill people and you see blood flying everywhere. Nothing like that. But they do kill people. And then they got action scenes. Like, he has this trident, they have some sword, they have gun, they be doing some slicing and dicing. But like I say, it's nothing like no rated R movie, gladiator style. Batman v Superman style, where it's actually supposed to be, Zack Snyder's version where it's rated R, nothing like that. Aquaman is a lighter character, depending on which version you use. In this version, he is a lighter character. So y'all parents, y'all can take y'all kids to watch this because it's not gonna be like that violent of a movie. It got violent. It's a comic book movie. So I mean, automatically expect some kind of violence, guys. But I mean, as I say, like for me as a parent, you know, under I mean a 10-year-old can go see this, but not no I put a 13 and lower. They need a parent, nothing bad, but just parental guidance. I don't know y'all religious beliefs and mores and that kind of stuff like that, but you know, I can understand why people say, yeah, I don't want to watch this kind of stuff. But I mean, it's a comic book movie, guys. So I mean, y'all gonna go there expecting to see fighting and that kind of stuff like that. Plus, it's Warner Brothers in DC. So I mean, Warner Brothers in DC made typically their movies are more darker than Marvel movies. So don't go there thinking about okay, it's gonna be a light, fluffy movie like Spider-Man, The Flash, Spider-Man for Marvel, The Flash for DC. Nah, don't go there expecting nothing like that. But it ain't gonna be nowhere near as dark as The Punisher and Batman. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, like it's a light movie. It had one that's part that's kind of could have been taken dark. But I mean, overall, y'all love this movie. Y'all go have fun. It's a good holiday movie for you to take your family out and have a good time. You get at the end of the movie, you get to see them get the golden trident. You get to see them wear the traditional Aquaman colors and that kind of stuff. So you like, yeah, okay, he's the real deal. I mean, Jason Momoa, that's the guy that played Aquaman. He really played his part in this movie. So you'll really like the movie. And like I say, the girl, I forgot her name. The she eventually become queen. She's the princess right now. Myra. I think her name is Amber Heard. She did a good job too, and like they kind of changed it up from Batman Beast. I'm sorry, from Justice League. They kind of changed it up a little bit. You know, she's not. The movie's not as dark. You know, as they were going. They put a little bit of light in too. So I mean, that's cool too. You know, until you start doing with certain characters. Some characters need to be light. Other characters need to be dark. And like I said, okay, and you know which ones I'm talking about already. But other than that, guys, y'all had loved this movie. I had a good time watching it. Y'all go check it out with your family and friends. Hit me up in the comment section. Tell me what y'all think about it, you know. Do y'all think it a little bit too clowny? You think it's too dark? You think too much CGI? I like the CGI too. I mean, it is pretty good. Just tell me what y'all think. Other than that, God bless now and forever. Peace.